If you want a running start on your 2026 reading list, I have pulled together a list of 16 new releases that you need to add to your TBR. We're talking fantasy, romance, thrillers, all my favorite things essentially. All with a dash of books that might ruin you emotionally. So let's get into what I will be reading first in 2026 with this release radar. Hey book bestie, and welcome back to my channel. If I'm a new face to you, my name is Lauren, aka Lauren Page Reads, here on YouTube, but also over on Instagram and TikTok. So make sure to check me out there. We are doing one of my absolute videos to make each quarter, a release radar. This one is absolutely stacked. So you want to make sure you grab your drink, get comfy with a little blanket, pull out your notebook or open that Goodreads tab, and get ready to pre-order at least 3 of these books, minimum. Also, if you're curious about any of the books that I mentioned throughout this video, they will be in my Benable list, which you can find in the description of this video. If you click that link and order any of your books through that link, you will be helping to support a small creator because I earn a small percentage of that order. But let's just get into the books. I will be covering January, February, and March releases. So on your marks, get set, let's go. First up is Dear Debbie by Freida McFadden. Yes, I know, she has another book coming out. Yep. In this Freida book, Debbie, our main character, has always given advice to everybody except herself. But when her life unravels, she decides it's finally time to take her own advice, even if it means burning a few bridges. If you love the good for her chaos vibe, I think you definitely should keep this one on your radar. If you love thrillers that play mind games, then January is honestly going to be so stacked because the next one is twisty, but in a very different way. My Husband's Wife by Feeney also releases in January, and this one is about an artist who is just on the brink of success. But when she returns home, she finds that a woman who is identical to her living in her house. And her husband insists that that other woman is the real wife. 2 timelines weave together into an identity-bending thriller where nothing is as it seems. Now, maybe thrillers aren't your January vibe, which is totally okay. We do not judge here. So if you're wanting something a little bit more magical, a little bit more whimsical, I've got you. I think you should try The Elsewhere Express. In this book, a lost young woman is swept onto a magical train that only appears to people who feel adrift in their lives. And every train car is dreamy, like a Studio Ghibli styled pocket world. This one feels so soft and comforting, and a way to be a really great reset in January. If your taste is maybe more fantasy with romance and drama, oh, and like weirdly enough, like Renaissance Italy, you definitely are gonna want this next one. In Graceless Heart, a sculptress who has forbidden magic gets pulled into a deadly competition in Renaissance Italy and is forced into a high-stakes alliance with the heir of a ruthless magical family. It's lush, it's romantic, and it's full of danger. Yeah, it would not be a wonderful romance if it did not just have a little touch of danger. And we're not done with it yet. Don't worry. Don't worry, because the January thrillers are seriously out for blood this year. Anatomy of an Alibi. Ugh, yeah, it's probably appearing all over your feeds just like it is mine. 2 women switch places for one night to spy on a controlling husband until he ends up murdered, and only one of them has a real, legitimate alibi. This book is supposed to be fast and twisty and perfect for fans of messy domestic thrillers. It's Not Her by Mary Kubica has been on my release radar since I first heard about it coming out. A peaceful family vacation unravels when our main character, Courtney, discovers the bodies of her brother and sister-in-law next door and realizes that her teenage niece has vanished. Into thin air, my gosh. Police swarm this small town and long-buried family secrets begin to surface. And Courtney begins to question if she is actually searching for a missing girl or if she is searching for a killer. Okay, I know. January books are a lot, apparently. Good grief. But February is bringing fantasy, romance, and like, yes, still chaos, but I think a little less to our bookshelves. The first book that I have on my release radar for February is The Astral Library. In this book, a young woman stumbles into a magical library where readers literally step into the pages of the world's greatest books. It's supposed to be whimsical and filled with nostalgia. If you like reading books that are about books, this one's probably for you. And we're gonna stay in this like little cozy lane for a second, but like, hear me out. What if we added a bunch of cats, made it the 1920s, and added a grumpy magician? Any takers? Well, then you need to read Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter. In this book, a meticulous cat rescue manager teams up with a prickly and possibly infamous magician to save her shelter. The result is this hilarious, heart-squeezing, cozy fantasy. This one is truly for cat people, and it will be on my shelf. But maybe you want a fantasy that's a little bit darker, something more like mulled wine, but make that mulled wine a little demon infested, you know? Don't worry, your order is coming right up. In Half City by one of my favorites, Kate Golden. In this book, our FMC, Viv, is a 21-year-old demon hunter. Yeah. Who gets recruited into a dark academia-style academy for monster slayers. You know, every 21-year-old dream. And immediately, she catches the attention of an attractive demon. It is giving Kate Golden's signature tension and danger, and I think I even smell a plot twist. We're gonna like switch gears really and like take a hard left, like really sharp, from demons to murder at a speed dating event. Yeah, like I said, it's a sharp turn. Yeah. And like, I swear, February legitimately just said like genre who, because this one is like, somehow it's so perfectly up my alley in the weirdest way, but I love it. How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates. Hilarious title. Hilarious. In this one, Jamie attends a speed dating event and suddenly her dates start turning up dead. She has to use her final girl level horror knowledge to survive the night, while also awkwardly navigating a love triangle at the same time. It's a chaotic horror rom-com that is done to perfection. And finally, a book that has been on my TBR. I'm currently reading its first book in the series. It is The Heartstrings Book 2, and now back to you. I have been waiting for their love story since The Parking Lot. I know. Two rival meteorologists are forced to team up to cover the storm of a century, only to realize that their like whole we can't stand each other dynamic is actually hiding something much messier. I know. As they work side by side as partners, their chemistry becomes undeniable. And suddenly, the storm that they are covering isn't the only thing that they are bracing for. Alrighty, now let's talk about March. Because I just know March is going to make you cry, make you swoon, and possibly spiral with your red string just a little bit. First up, Just Friends by Haley Pham, the one and only booktuber. But is she even really a booktuber anymore now? I think she's just like a YouTuber. This book features childhood best friends who became lovers, who became strangers. And now maybe there's something a little bit more than that. Blair comes home and finds her first love running the coffee shop where she is applying for jobs, and sparks and an old heartbreak start resurfacing. If you're wanting a second chance romance that is a little bit more adult and a lot more emotional, I think this next book might just break you a little bit. And no matter what, after a tragic accident fractures their marriage, Roz and Vin try reconnecting through the most unexpected thing, a figure drawing class, where she ends up drawing him. This book is said to be tender, emotional, yet somehow hopeful. March doesn't stop with the emotions right there. No. The publishers really said, I think our readers need a good cry in month 3 of 2026. In Once and Again, Lauren returns to Malibu and comes face to face with her estranged mother and the first love who once broke her heart, all while holding the family secret that literally allows her to turn back time. It's filled with nostalgia, it's said to be bittersweet, yet beautifully magical. And if you prefer your magic with a little bit more chaos and a sprinkle of romance, then this next book is gonna knock your socks off. Magic and Mischief at the Wayside Hotel. That sounds fun, doesn't it? Okay, let me tell you about it, don't worry. A magical hotel crashes into the real world, and the flustered manager teams up with a single mom who needs a fresh start to reboot the place. There's gargoyles and fairies, and even a grumpy gnome. This book is absolutely peak cozy fantasy charm. You know I saved the biggest release for the first 3 months of 2026 for last. Yeah, so let's just say it together. The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. You probably already know the premise of this book, but I'm going to tell you anyways. A split-second ride home from a concert leads Larissa to finding the perfect guy. Except later, she realizes that she went home with the wrong guy, and her true match is her boyfriend's best friend. This one, I think it's going to be classic Abby Jimenez. Slightly messy, but heartfelt, funny, tender, gonna make you cry a lot and feel like your heart is ripped out of your chest. And essentially just everything that she does so well. So those are the 16 new releases that I think should definitely be on your release radar this year. I cannot wait to read these books and talk your ears off about them all year long. If you added any of these books to your TBR, let me know in the comments by dropping the title of which ones you've added to your TBR. If I missed a book that you're excited about, drop that in the comments as well so I can add it to my own release radar and other readers can find it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, Book Bestie. I love doing these big seasonal release radars, and I hope it helps you find your next favorite book. So, until next time, happy reading. Bye!